Hey, what's up? My name is Jamal. I go by Yahumāl, and I'm going to be taking you on a journey about my spiritual journey. And the hopes of me sharing my spiritual journey is so that anyone else who may be feeling not so sure about their path can have some kind of reference point or guidance or whatever helps them. So for me, my journey started in 2019. I call it taking a leap of faith. So I took a leap of faith within myself. Because prior to that, like years of like just growing up, being black in America, being raised as Christian, and for the most part, and a lot of people can attest to this, who have also experienced this kind of stuff, just being black and being Christian, is that you're raised as Christian for like most of your life, and some people are just still identifying as that for the remainder of their existence. And that's okay. That's their choice, to each their own. But for myself, I had questions. And really with that, I was just asking questions to my mom. And I learned that she was raised as, under Islam. So there was a point of like, let's say from all the way up to my junior year of high school, I all the way up to my sophomore year of high school, I was like a somewhat Christian kind of thing. Notice I say somewhat because it was like kind of thing. But for a full year, I devoted that year, my junior year of high school, to Islam. Like I was doing the prayers every day. I participated in Ramadan. That whole year, I was like, can't tell me can't tell me shit. Because I stopped eating pork, and to this day, I don't eat pork. I've been vegan for about 4 years now, and uh, something didn't seem right with that either. Like my intuition was telling me something, so I'm like, I guess I've been always following my intuition. Now that I think about it, but yeah, my intuition was telling me something. I was like, nah. So I went back to Christianity, and during my time for that year, like I didn't read the full Quran, but I read some of it, and some of that stuff again, it wasn't resonating with me. And then I went back to being Christian for another. When was this? No, 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 no. Before I decided to do the Christian thing again, I decided to just be uh, whatever. I didn't have a title for it. If anything, if someone asked me, I would have told them. Again, this is from like I guess 2012 to 2015. For 3 years, I was just like, yeah. If anyone would ask, I would say it's like if I could identify with anything, it would have been like Taoism or Buddhism. But then, come 2015 again, I decided to actually try Christianity again, and I read a great deal of the Bible, like the using a Bible app, like I know some people do. There's the literal book is on there, so I literally chose one of the plans, and it was like read the Bible in the year kind of thing, and I read uh from the beginning all the way up to the beginning of Leviticus, and then there was some other plans that I did, like some reading plans that I did in the Bible app, where I read a lot of the things after the book of Leviticus and some of the books after the Leviticus. Like I don't remember Leviticus at all because that's where I stopped reading. Because again, I had a lot more questions, and on top of that, some of this stuff wasn't adding up when I was reading this book. And on top of that, again, adding more to this like hodgepodge book that has a lot of books missing and altered text and letters being changed, that the J letter didn't exist. And it's like, the rabbit hole is crazy. Yeah, it's just so much stuff going on with that, but I'm staying on track because I can talk all about that and how much that doesn't make sense and how history is like no one is actually looking at history. They're just following what they're being told. And that is a anyway, I went back to just flat out being spiritual. Like at the time when I was first like not affiliated with a religion, I didn't have a title for it, and I wasn't affiliated with anything. Like I didn't affiliate with any religion or any kind of way of life, because Buddhism, Taoism are not religions. They are philosophies and ways of life. And I wasn't identifying or following anything up until I took that leap of faith within myself. Because I was at a point in my life where I was experiencing a lot of stuff mentally and emotionally. And I didn't know what I was doing wrong, because being a kind of person that is a giving person and a kind of person that gives people room, like room to make mistakes, room to grow, and realizing that you weren't doing that for yourself, being a person like that, and then also being that kind of person that would be taken advantage of, like the kindness would be taken advantage of. And then on top of that, well, in addition to that, I realized I was attracting the wrong kind of people. Not all the people that I attracted were the wrong people, but there are a great deal of people that did not need to be around, but they came around and served their purpose, and now they are gone. Bridges are burned, with a smile. And yeah, I took that leap of faith, and ever since then, it's been like it's literally been like a uphill trajectory. With its up and downs here and there, but it's still going up, and it's been interesting ever since then. As you can see, I'm wearing this because I'm gonna get to that point anyway, but I am a actual Reiki master, and this is something I created for myself shortly after my mastery. And again, yeah, I'll get to that. But yeah, all of that led to me taking that leap of faith, just me wanting to be better for myself so that I can also still be better for others. Manifest more of what I want to actually experience rather than just going with the flow. And it's like, oh, I didn't want this to happen, or oh, like I thought this was finna happen. It's like, wait a minute, we were talking about this, but now you doing this. Like, it's not adding up, So me taking that leap of faith, and then I'm saying that so that anyone else that is watching this, do that same thing. Like, you gotta be hard on yourself. And essentially, that's what it is. Like, literally looking yourself in the mirror, literally and figuratively looking yourself in the mirror and being like, I made a lot of mistakes. All of this is my fault, and it's up to me to change that. Simple as that. And it takes that first step in the right direction. Or in my case, I was just like, I need a change fast. So that's why I called it a leap of faith. Yes, this is like a Assassin's Creed reference, as you can see, green screen, mic. I stream on Twitch, which links in the description down below. Plug. But yeah, as soon as I did that, it was that upward trajectory. Everything started to make sense from that point onwards, and I started to gain a lot more clarity. My intuition was clearer. Anytime I experienced something after that point of me taking a leap of faith, was me actively not listening to my intuition, because you'll feel it. It'll be a feeling, it'll be a voice, it'll be something. It's going to, whatever that sense is, it's going to tell you that something ain't right. So listen to it. Like, whatever it is, listen to it. And if you're not sure about it, you reach out to somebody, talk about it. I mean, you can comment down below. Like, there are ways, there are things that you can do to like get that assistance that you need. Because you'll even see in my thumbnail, I have the people that I have gone to on my journey. I have my mentor Gavin. I have Master Akarshana, who at the time when I started to watch his videos on YouTube, he was going by his birth name, which was Eric Ho. And then there's also Bruce Lee. So I'm a martial artist as well. Been doing martial arts since my junior year of high school. It's been, wow, it's going on 13 years now. Oh wow, it's going on 13 years now. And yeah, like Bruce Lee, reading his books helped me a lot, and that was before I took my leap of faith. But when I did take my leap of faith, and I reflected and meditated on the things I read from Bruce Lee's books, like The Warrior Within, the Tao Kung Fu, the Tao Jeet Kune Do. Man, the amount of just like mind-blowing stuff that he would talk about, it helped a lot. And then the amount of things that would just come to me spontaneously, but again, with meditation, with deep thinking, with sitting in silence and practicing presence, all of that stuff, like, it's amazing what will happen when you just take that leap of faith in yourself and you just like go in on yourself, like literally go in on yourself, not just for like grinding and making money or something like that. Just go in on yourself spiritually, yo. You will not regret it, trust me. And I can help you with that. So there's a link down in the description. Click that link below to schedule something with me. We could talk about like how I can help, because this is what I do. Like, I could talk about this stuff all day, and I'd much rather just do this for a living, because what I've noticed is that there's a severe lack of emotional intelligence in everybody, and I mean everybody, because I used to be a high school teacher. Everybody is lacking a great deal of emotional intelligence. Whatever is going on in this RPG right now, nobody is allocating points into their emotional intelligence, because it's so lacking. And meanwhile, here I am, decided reaching level 30, and like I put a lot of skill points into physical strength, you know, physical strength, spirituality, reading, and it's like, either way, like, yo, people need to reallocate their skill points, because there's not enough emotional intelligence in the world. There's not enough legit, just flat out unconditional love. I mean, you can have unconditional love with boundaries, because that's the thing, because unconditional love is truly a thing. I know for a fact you can unconditionally love someone but still not talk to them. You can unconditionally love someone and just walk past them like they don't exist. Because like when you burn that bridge, but yet you still continue to have love for that being over there on the side of that bridge that you burned, it's all good. Because that was a boundary, and somebody crossed the boundary, then it's like, yo, that made me uncomfortable. You gotta go. But yes, link down below. Book a time with me where it's like an hour, 30 minutes, hour and a half, or if you want to book multiple sessions, we can I can help you through it. And I'm also putting together a 8-week program, and that's going to take a while because I'm putting together a lot of things that I have gained over the years into a digestible format. And up until that point, I only have my sessions that you will find in the link below. But to get back on topic, from the dreams to the visions, the deja vu, to the astral projections that I've done, to the amount of demons I've slayed in my dreams, and amount of demons I've exorcised, and the amount of people that I've healed over the years. Like, things, this spiritual stuff is not a game, man. It's really not a game. And people are treading on it lightly, like, it's not real, ha ha ha, oh, they spiritual, ha ha ha, you stupid. No. I mean, if you pay attention, because by galactic laws of the Galactic Federation, they have to tell us what's going on. And this is like another tangent I'm gonna go off on a little bit, because in my spiritual journey, I have learned so much stuff. I received the kind of downloads that I can't have certain conversations with people about some of the stuff I experience. Like, if I know someone, they're also on somewhat of a spiritual journey, I can have this conversation with them because they will resonate with what I'm saying to a certain degree. But people in my family, or anyone in general that aren't going down this path, there are some things that I have experienced in my journey that they will not be able to understand. They won't even be able to fathom. Like, what? You mean, what? Like, somebody was talking to you in your head? You crazy, Jamal? It's like, no. These voices are having legit conversation, or they're telling me things and guiding me. Like, clear conversation, clear guidance, clear direction, where it's like, yo, let's say I'm deciding to do something, and I would get the confirmation immediately. Like for example, the African Arts Festival. So here in St. Louis, we have the African Arts Festival every year. I always forget when it's about to happen. I'm always reminded, like last minute, like, oh, it's this weekend. It's like, oh, then I gotta go. And so it was like one of these days. I was thinking to myself, like, oh, am I gonna go to the African Arts Festival today? And I kid you not, like I was talking to someone the other day about it. Uh, because it's kind of funny. Because even once it happened, I was like, dang, I'm gonna have to tell somebody that this happened. So a fly told me to go. Well, a fly gave me the confirmation to go to the African Arts Festival. And yeah, it's a fly. Like it just buzzed past my ear. But again, there are things that I've experienced in my dreams on the other side. And some of that stuff is happening here in this reality. Some of that stuff is happening here. And one of the things that happened in one of my dreams, which I'm gonna tell you now, is I was like walking somewhere, just chilling, walking. I don't know where I was going in this experience, but I had my earphones in. Like if you bought an iPhone before a certain year, those like the earbuds that they would give you with the mic, which is like a really good microphone, by the way. Like the fact that they stopped giving you those in your phones, from what I've noticed, is crazy. Those are some good earphones. Like I still have my pair from when I first got my iPhone. What was that? 2016 or something like that. That's some good ones. Good ones. Anyway, so in that dream, I was listening to them. Right, had them in my ears, and listen. What the heck was I listening to? I will have to go down my playlist. And find that song again. Maybe that can help clarify some of the things too. Now that I'm thinking about it, but yeah, I had my earphones in, and then the sun like shined on me. Like how a spotlight would shine on someone. The sun like had its light on, and then it just shined on me, and focused on me, and I started to hear this weird frequency in my ears. So I looked at the sun like, bruh, what the heck is going on? Like, why is the sun doing that? What is this? And then I turned my music up and just proceeded to walk and do whatever I was doing. But then the frequency got louder. It got louder to the point where it hurt. And then I was like, took my earphones out, turned around, looked at the sun, like dead, like I'm locking eyes with the sun, and then I woke up. I started to just meditate and think about that dream for like a couple days, maybe like 2 or 3 days afterwards. And I was on my way to work one morning, and I thought to myself, what if I try to listen to that same frequency right now? And it just happened. And I just did it right now. So apparently over the years, ever since that dream, I've been able to like tap in and listen at will to whatever that frequency is. I just say like jokingly that I'm listening to the sun. However, I know the sun does give off a certain frequency. And right now, as I record this video, it's 12:51 a.m. Central Standard Time. And I could just hear it. Like I remember on one of the events I did with Master Shri Akarshana, I asked him about it. And he asked if I had tinnitus. And I was like, no, I don't. I mean, because one of the symptoms of tinnitus is to have ringing ears. It's like, no, it's not that. Because if it was like that, then I wouldn't be consciously like flipping the switch to tune in and then to tune out. So it's not tinnitus. And his response was to just go back to the dream. And which is why I said what I said, because I already knew I was going to say this. Yeah, just to go back to the dream and continue the dream. Just like think about the dream while you're going to sleep, which is something that you can do as well. I'm going to share this with you, what he shared with me. Think about that dream while you're going to sleep, and with enough focus, you will go back to that dream, and the dream will continue. Which I'll admit, I haven't actually done it. I'm not going to lie, because that was definitely in the early years of my spiritual journey. That was still 2019 when I had that dream. I don't know what number I said before, but it was 2019 when I had that dream. And I've gained so much experience. So over the years of me just being spiritual, like experiencing some of the things that I experienced, it got to the point to where it's like I felt like I needed to do more. And because granted, yeah, all the dreams and like all the stuff with me, like having essentially almost like a training montage of me becoming who I am today, of me like literally defeating demonic beings and getting to a point in my life where for the past 3 or 4 years I have not had any nightmares, because whatever would usually would be a nightmare is no longer a nightmare, because I've like ascended to a point of lucid dreaming to where I control what's going on. This is my domain expansion. But yeah, but with this, it got to a point where I felt like I needed to do more on an energetic level with like my aura and my energy. And that's where becoming a Reiki master came in. And what's interesting about when I was learning Reiki, it was easy. Because for the most part, I learned that I was already doing it throughout most of my life. I just didn't have any guidance. But once I got that guidance, because like with the whole thing, I gotta just be real with you. I cannot talk about, I swore an oath to not talk about the lineage. I can only talk about where it originated from, because there's like Master Usui is where it came from. I can't talk about the lineage because again I swore an oath, but Master Usui is a real person. He's the one he didn't create Reiki. He was the first one to start doing it, and he started to teach other people. And over like hundreds of years, it became accessible to everyone. Like you just have to go look for it and you can find it, and it's really easy to get the hang of. For any of you manifestors out there, any of you who have already been like manifesting things, when it comes to Reiki, it requires visualization, imagination, and faith. That's it. Just knowing, not believing. Knowing is like so much more powerful than, oh, I believe. Because like if you technically are believing in something, then it's something that could potentially, no, it's something that can be disproven, because within the word belief you have the word lie. So at some point in your experience of your life, you didn't believe, you didn't know it was a thing. Like, I'm not using the words properly, but I hope I'm getting this across. But knowing is so much more powerful than believing, because if something is based on a belief, it's something that can be proven false. But if you know what you're talking about, then nobody can tell you nothing, man. Nobody can tell you anything otherwise, because you know. But if you believe, then people can try to sway you onto the other side. But once you know, it's like, yo, that's it. That's a wrap. Like, you are wasting your time talking to me because I know. So you have to know that what you're doing is doing the thing. And it's all about your perspective. It's like how you see things. Like for me, it came easy, just like when I was learning Wing Chun. It came natural because I realized I was already doing, or maybe I did it in a past life. That could be it, because a lot of the things that I've learned, I pick up on. Like things of like, I guess, there are just certain things I pick up on really fast. And I've noticed that when it came to me learning Wing Chun, I picked that up like real quick. When it came to me learning, and maybe with boxing took me a while, but Wing Chun felt so freaking natural, man. Like I felt like I did it before. Like I was no stranger to Wing Chun when I first started to learn Wing Chun. But then I don't know. Maybe starting with boxing, because on my martial arts journey, that helped me pick up other things. No, that definitely helped us, man. Anyway, getting off topic. But yeah, becoming a Reiki master. So after getting my Reiki mastery, once I like mentally stepped into mastery, once I realized and I'm telling myself, oh, I am officially a master now, it's like I felt myself ascend, not just mentally, but energetically as well. And I started to feel so many energies around me, negative energies, positive energies, and some of those negative energies were directed at me, and I knew who they were coming from. I knew who they were coming from too, and it's like it felt overwhelming. I'm not gonna lie, which is why I'm wearing this. Because granted, I could have still learned how to handle it, all those energies, and never put on this necklace. However, I came across Master Code, which, you know what? I'm going to add him in there as well. Master Code is going to be in my thumbnail too. Like, I'm saying this after the fact because originally I wasn't thinking about it, but I've watched some of his videos and they have been helping me out on my journey as well. There was a title in one of his videos that said something along the lines of upgrading your spiritual toolkit. And in this video, he explains, which, you know what? I'm going to drop that in the description below as well. In this video, he explains what purple crystals and rose quartz do if they are worn like a pendant covering the heart. Purple crystals will disintegrate, keyword disintegrate, negative energy. And that's like really good because like I decided to use rose quartz first because with rose quartz, when that's worn like a pendant, it transmutes negative energy. So if anyone is sending you negative energy and you're wearing a purple crystal right over the heart as like a shield or something, it symbolizes a shield over the heart. That like energy will disintegrate the negative energy that comes to you. It will disintegrate the energy. But if you're wearing a rose quartz, it will transmute the energy into positive energy. So I chose rose quartz for that purpose. Like if I'm feeling all of this negative energy, before I was just wearing the rose quartz. So I wrapped this all by hand. The only thing I didn't wrap actually was the necklace. I bought the necklace, but this I all wrapped this by hand. It was just hand strength. But it was just the rose quartz. And I was originally considering getting a amethyst sphere. I was originally going to get an amethyst sphere, but then once I went to Sincerely the Craft locally here in St. Louis, it's on Locust, good spot, get your stuff there. Plug, not in no sponsorship at all. just shouting them out because they're really good. I saw this black one and I was like, ooh, what's this? Is this obsidian? And I think it was the owner or one of the employees, but she said that is black rose quartz. And I'm like, what? And she's like, yeah, it's black rose quartz. I was like, what? Black rose quartz? And then I looked it up, and apparently it's just like, it has the same properties as rose quartz with an addition of grounding properties. So I was like, you know what? I was going to get amethyst, but this spoke to me. So I ended up wrapping it like this. The plan was to be an infinity symbol, but I'm not gonna lie, I thought about it. In theory, it made sense, but as I thought about it, like in practice, yeah, it would have been an infinity symbol, but it would have been it would have been like honestly like 2 balls hanging from my neck. And I was like, nah, let me do it as an 8, which is still an infinity symbol, right? And also it's my life path number. So I don't know what the universe was doing through me in the moments where I created this, but it worked out. Not only is it an infinity symbol, but it's also an 8, which is my life path number. And but let me take some steps back. But as soon as when I first wore this, like I kid you not, I made the necklace. It wasn't even with the copper this necklace. It was like a different kind of necklace, but the rose quartz itself was still wrapped in copper. I kid you not. As soon as I put it on, I felt a repelling effect, like my aura expanded. So that alone was like, okay, I needed this, because it's been helping a lot. So it's like upgrading your spiritual toolkit, essentially. Like what I got from that video is what we do as spiritual people. Like, as you see all of us wearing copper wrapped jewelry and copper and all that stuff, it helps us. Like, it more correctly say, it enhances what we already are. Because for me, yeah, I know I can diffuse the energies myself, but wearing this, I don't gotta worry about doing it. This is gonna do it for me. All I would have to do is like periodically cleanse it, and that's it. And just put it back on and just keep it ported. Like, I wear it when I work out. Only time I don't wear it is when I sleep, because I don't want to like accidentally choke, because this actually has some weight to it. And the only time I take it off when working out is when I'm doing bench press, because this thing be like choking me a little bit. When I'm doing any kind of like bench press when I'm laying flat, then I take it off. Again, to reiterate, like, this spiritual stuff is not a game. Like, the more stuff I learn, the more I realize I need to be taking this as serious as I take playing video games. Like, literally you are your own created character. You give yourself your tattoos, you give yourself your hairstyle, you dress yourself. This is your avatar. How are you going to take care of your avatar? Now, that's a conversation for another time. Like, man, again, I can talk. I can talk about this stuff all day, which is why I'm creating a program that I've been talking about. And it's important, people. It's really important to take care of yourself emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. Because taking care of the body, that's the easy part. Like, using the workout analogy, going to the gym is the easy part. Taking care of the body is the easy part. But what you eat, that is like the challenging part, because it's literally like a 80-20. It's 80% diet, 20% gym. I've been a vegan and I've still been gaining muscle, because for me, I just feel like it's me getting in the amount of the amino acids needed to build muscle, which is L-carnitine for watermelon. Video for another time. With your body and the spiritual, like your spiritual, with your energy as well. Doing things for the body is easy, but taking that leap of faith or doing that inner work, doing that shadow work, that's the challenging part, which admittedly most people choose to not do, because it's like, oh, it's too hard, oh, it's too depressing, oh no, I'd rather just drink myself, and like substance abuse and all. It's like, no. As time went on, the dreams got more and more vivid, and it got to the point to where I knew it was a dream. And not only that, I knew it was a dream, and I would just still interact with it. Like, I knew it wasn't this, I knew it wasn't this, even though it would feel like this, taste like this, and smell like this. Like, all of my senses would be active over there. Fun fact, it's going to sound stereotypical, but I don't know how to swim. So why in the heck did because now, ever since that dream, I'm questioning if I actually know how to swim, which I'm going to learn one of these days. Because in this dream, I was swimming, right? And I felt it. When I woke up from it, I felt the exhaustion in my body, in my muscles. Because I even tasted the water a little bit when I was swimming in this water. There's so much stuff that needs to be talked about and explored when it comes to like everyone's individual unique spiritual journey. And the only way to honestly even gain progress with it, like even for myself, I have to talk about it. I have to share my experiences with others. So if any of you out there are feeling some kind of way, feeling kind of shaky, feeling kind of rocky, Infinite Waters reference, then Yeah, you gotta find someone to talk about with it. You have to make time for it. You have to, if not take a leap of faith, then what you're gonna have to do is just start making those steps in the right directions. There are too many times where I've met people this year alone, where they're like, oh, I be like, man, I be doing stuff with crystals, or oh, I've been thinking about just going down a spiritual route, but they never do it. They're just talking about it. You gotta stop talking about it and just begin. Just begin doing it, because if you don't, no one's going to do it for you. And I feel like some people might be waiting for something to happen so they can start doing it, but really you have to start happening so it can happen, if that makes sense. You have to start making those choices to do it, because again, for me, which I just to say again, this has been 5 years. I took my leap of faith in 2019, and it wasn't even a descent, it was an ascension, because even with the phrase woke has been robbed and hijacked to mean other things, because it's, when it comes to being woke, there's no such thing as being woke, because no one is truly woke. Everyone is in a state of awakening, because I know for a fact that at this point in my journey, I know for sure that we came here to remember who we were before we came here. We are conditioned to believe certain things, to do certain things, to be certain identities. Yet, none of it is real. None of it is real. All of it is fabricated, especially for a certain demographic. A lot of things are fabricated. You sagging your pants is not your choice. You wearing that grill is not your choice. You think it is, but that was a culture that was put on you. Now I'm going on a tangent. Let me stop. I'll talk about that another time too. Like, black culture needs to be, man. But it's like, again, just to reiterate, this is the kind of stuff that becomes clear when you go down this spiritual journey. Like, this is like me sharing my spiritual journey with you guys, with all the things that, like, I'm questioning so many things. I question myself, because it's healthy. You have to question yourself. You're going to get in a point in your life where you might feel like you don't know what you're doing, which is okay. That's cool. None of us really know what we're doing. Even I myself, I am I am learning to know what I am doing. Hence the whole thing with remembering who I was before I came here. It's been fun. Like, not all unfavorable experiences aside, because those unfavorable experiences had to happen for whatever reason. It's been great. For all of the people that I've used to know that I no longer communicate with now, thank you for being here. Thank you for stopping by, because just facing the fact that most people are here for a short time, or just here for a good time in your life and in your experience, and they have to go. And them leaving can be in the most weird way possible that you might not even understand, like, because it can just be that way. It's been an interesting journey, because there will come a point, there's like a whole skill tree with this. Like, I don't even know what this skill tree looks like on the spiritual journey, but when it comes to it, I've learned that I'm more like a spiritual monk, warrior kind of thing, because in my dreams, I don't have nightmares anymore. Anything that I would see or experience that I would think would be a nightmare to the previous version of me, nah, I'll be throwing hands. Which, like me with my comment before about this, is the amount of demons that I've slain. So yeah, it'd be like that, man. And then that's the thing, like, that's in a dream world. There's so many levels to this, and like with my path alone, like, I know there is so much more. There is so much more to learn, so much more to gain. and I can always branch off somewhere else and do more of that and just come back to my path. Like, that's the beauty of this video game, this Matrix. Like, seriously, there's so much that can be learned, and all you have to do is not focus on what can be learned. Just start learning, and whatever you're gravitated to, just take that leap of faith or take those steps. Just start taking those steps, and again, you'll be surprised at where you end up. You'll be surprised at how you evolve and how you ascend to whatever authenticity, truth that connects you to who you were before you came here. Again, my name is Jamal. I go by Yahumāl, and links in the description for my Twitch plug, and there's another link down below to book a session with me so we can talk about anything. You know, I can help you navigate a lot of things, because navigating the inner world is critically important. And I just got a video idea as I said that, because I used to be a high school teacher, and the amount of things I realized being a high school teacher, the amount of emotional intelligence that people are lacking is drastic. But that is all for now. Thank you for watching if you've made it to this point. This video is about 30 minutes right now, but post editing, it's not going to be that long. It's probably going to be 25 minutes or less. Thank you.